Not to be too cringe, but before we hop into this video, if you like Madden rebuilds, leave a like, subscribe. I'm going to upload a bunch of videos like this. The last video got a bunch of views, but nobody was really liking or subbing. So if you could do that, I'd fucking really appreciate it, and I'd give you a fat kiss on the butt. Thank you. Today we're answering the question, what would the NFL look like if Tyreek Hill was still on the Chiefs? I wasn't able to give all the Dolphins their picks back, because I'm pretty sure every pick they gave up was in 2023. Maybe I'm wrong, but I definitely couldn't figure out how to give them their picks back. I guess Tyreek Hill's wearing number 0 because somebody's wearing Pacheco's number 10, but it sounds like a lot of work. Anyway, the Chiefs receiver play this year has been pitiful, to say the least. I think I'm going to go ahead and do the Chiefs a little favor here and release Kadarius Toney. I could probably trade him and get some stuff, but I don't know. That just seems funny to do in my head, so we're going to do it. Here's a look at the offense. Obviously, 99 overall Patrick Mahomes, 99 overall Travis Kelce, and then adding 99 overall Tyreek Hill into the mix. Defensively, this defense has been really surprising this year. It kind of seems like it's been almost the opposite of what we've seen in years prior, where they're just the offense is picking up the slack for the defense. You obviously have Chris Jones, who I think they only extended for 1 year. I want to take a look at that, because if they did, that's going to end up becoming a problem, because, yeah, they'd only resign him for 1 year. We're going to have to end up paying him, and we're now paying Tyreek Hill. But, I mean, we should be able to make something work. McDuffie ends up insane in this game. Normally, Snead hits free agency, so I wonder if we'll be able to re-sign him. I may move Edwards over to free safety, maybe not, but I don't think there's anything much else to do besides get this going, and we're going to get into the midseason of year 1. Here we are at the midseason. We're 6-1. We have the number 2 offense, points per game, number 13 defense. We have the best passing offense in the league. Patrick Mahomes leading the league in passing yards with the 1,800, 17-1 touchdown interception ratio. Pacheco is doing all right, only averaging 3.8 a carry. Could be worse, though. Receiving, Kelsey's leaving the team. Valdez-Scantling second. And Tyreek Hill's actually third with 350 yards, only 2 touchdowns. I do know that this playbook favors a slot receiver, and I forgot to move him there, so I think that's what I'm going to do just so we can get all those numbers. And the O-line at the midseason actually has only allowed 6 sacks, so that's actually nothing I can complain about. Trent McDuffie's actually leading the team in tackles. We have 4.5 sacks from Chris Jones and 4 from Karlaftis. 7 TFLs from Karlaftis, 6 from Chris Jones. Interceptions, we have 2 from Cook, 1 from Trent McDuffie, 1 from Nick Bolton, 1 from Drew Tranquil. We need to take a look at these deals. I know we don't have money to give these guys, I'm pretty sure. Or actually, we have 17 million, so that's not terrible. Don't know if we can afford to sign Chris Jones right now, but we also need to bring back Snead. I honestly would be willing to part ways with McCole Hardman. I like to bring back Derek Nahadi. Let me see if we're able to afford Chris Jones right now or not. Even if I go team friendly, we're still negative in the cap. So we're going to have to re-sign him at the end of the year after we can renegotiate some deals. What worries me about bringing back Snead is if I can't renegotiate enough deals to bring back Chris Jones. So I'm not going to up this money too much. We're going to give him $35 million contract, and he's not interested. The rest of these guys, I mean, maybe we'll bring back Mike Edwards. I'm not sure. I'm going to probably wait until the end of the season to re-sign these deals. So let's go ahead and get there and see what our record is at the end of the season. Before we get to the end of the season, we're going to be shipping Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Tranquil. What was his first name? How did I already forget it? I don't know. We're shipping them to the Panthers and our 5th round pick for their 2nd round pick this year. Don't think that trade would ever go through in real life, but this game's pretty interesting. Now we're going to get into the playoffs and see how we're doing. And here we are, sitting at 13-4 at the end of year 1 with the best offense in the league. Looks like Mahomes was 2nd in the league in passing yards with 4,400, 45-2 touchdown interception ratio. So Patrick Mahomes might have gone for MVP. He had 3 touchdowns on the ground. Pacheco, 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. Receiving, Tyreek Hill ended up leading the team with 1,300 yards and 17 touchdowns. He'll probably be up there for Offensive Player of the Year. Kelsey, almost 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. Rasheed Rice, 700 yards, 7 touchdowns. The O-line held up pretty good, honestly. I mean, Donovan Smith is probably one of our worst O-linemen on the team, allowing 9 sacks. But other than him, we have 6 sacks allowed throughout the rest of the offensive line, and Trey Smith, didn't allow a single sack in over 1,000 snaps. Nick Bolton led the team in tackles. We had 12 sacks out of Chris Jones, 4.5 from Karlaftis. We had 4 interceptions from Nick Bolton, 3 from L'Jarius Sneed, 3 from Brian Cook, and then 1 from a few players. 18 TFLs for Karlaftis, 15 for Chris Jones. The team played pretty well all around. We had the number 2 offense in the league. I don't think our defense was as good. Yeah, we had the 28th offense in the league, so that's something not going to cut it. We'll look into changing the scheme pretty soon. Patrick Mahomes did win MVP, which isn't much of a surprise, and we came in 9th place for Coach of the Year, going 13-4. Guess that's weird. Mahomes also goes for Offensive Player of the Year. Tyreek Hill came in 3rd. Defensive Player of the Year, I don't really think, or actually Chris Jones did come in 7th place. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Josh Downs, and Rashee Rice came in 8th place, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Will Anderson. So Mahomes won MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, which is sick. Tyreek Hill almost won Offensive Player of the Year, so maybe they should have just kept Tyreek Hill around. Hopefully our defense can play good in this game, because apparently the Jets had a good season. We're going to go ahead and sim past the wild card and see if we can get a win. And we do get the win, 35-21. We have a weekly award. Mahomes threw for 400 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Von Miller, pregnant woman lover, sitting up there for the Defensive Player of the Week. Looks like we're playing the Buffalo Bills, who had a top 5 offense and a top 10 defense. So this may be where this season comes to an end. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the AFC Championship. And like I expected, we take a loss to the Bills, 27-15. They're going to be playing in the AFC Championship. We're not. Looks like the defense was the problem, probably just a playbook thing, because it says we have an 89 overall defense, which is crazy. So we're going to go ahead and get into the offseason. We're going to probably need to renegotiate deals to try to bring back Chris Jones, but I'll see you when that time comes. Looks like the Ravens took down the Eagles in the Super Bowl 27-24. I kind of wanted to check to see if Mahomes won Offensive Player of the Year for the whole league, but not too big of a deal. We're going to get into the offseason here, and I want to see how much money we have because I didn't take too close of a look. We have $25 million. That's not going to be enough to bring back the players we need, so let's see if we can renegotiate any deals, and I'm going to try to free up some money. I was able to free up some money. We now have $46 million to spend. Should be enough to at least get back Chris Jones for sure, and he's interested in the team, so I could probably even lower this money just a bit. We're going to give him a 2-year, $51 million deal, and he's happy to re-sign. I would like to bring back L'Jarius Sneed. He declined the last offer we gave him, so I'm going to give him a little bit more money. We're going to give him a 3-year, $37 million deal, and he's going to test out free agency. I guess that's fine. Maybe we draft a corner because I think this franchise tag, $16 million is actually pretty affordable. I just don't want to have no money to spend in free agency because we can probably target him anyway and try to shoot him a deal. So I'm not going to re-sign him here or franchise tag him. We're going to get into free agency. Maybe we can bring him back then. Let's find out. Here's a look at the free agent class. It's not like there's many people here we really need to sign anyway. Yeah, I don't really see anybody we really need because our O-line is good. We could technically use like a tackle or something, but there's not going to be anybody here that we couldn't just like get somebody comparable to in the draft. So I'm going to shoot some deals that I'm interested in, and then I'll show you guys who we make offers to. So the only person we're going to be making an offer for is Stephon Gilmore. L'Jarius Sneed isn't interested, and he has other teams making him pretty good offers that I'm just not willing to meet. So we're going to try to get Stephon Gilmore for 1 year. We're a pretty competitive team anyway. It's not like we like really need long-term guys. We're able to get Stephon Gilmore. I think I gave him like 1 year, $11 million. We're not going to go for anybody else. We're going to get into the draft, take a look at the lineup and see what we need. I'm hoping we could draft like a tackle. Maybe after that, draft another corner just because we need some youth there. So let's get into the draft. Here's a look at the lineup going into the draft. We definitely need a tackle. I also realized that we're paying Jawan Taylor like an absurd amount of money. And if I release him, we'd lose like 50 mil. We're definitely gonna have to work on that because he's definitely not worth all that money, but we really need a tackle. I would like to draft a D tackle too because our second D tackle is not very good. Maybe a corner and maybe a linebacker. I was looking at we actually really need a corner. Oh, it didn't show Stephon Gilmore, so we don't need a corner as bad as I thought. I was taking a look at the prospects. There's nobody really worth trading up or down for. So we're just going to go ahead and get into the draft. We're picking at number 26. Let's see if there's anybody on the board that looks good. I'm pretty sure this was who it had us taking in the mock draft. Tony Langley, 21 years old. He has pretty good ratings. A power moves, A pursuit, A to C play rec, B finesse. This guy is actually a stud. He would play DN for us because of our scheme, but maybe we'll switch to a 3-4 anyway because our scheme wasn't very good. However, there is a good corner on the board. Eric Pendleton, 21 years old. He actually was pretty fast. He has B press, B zone, but he has C man. I don't think this guy's good enough to use my first round pick on. Again, we have 2 picks in the second round, so maybe he'll still be there, but this corner actually almost looks better. Juan Geethers. He's, how old was he? 21 years old as well, 6'2". He's a little bit faster than the last guy. This guy has bad awareness, but he has A to C man, B zone, B press, B block shedding. I have a good feeling about this guy. The injury kind of makes me feel like he might be, or not injury, his awareness rating makes me feel like he might be normal dev. But we're going to take a shot on him. He is normal dev. Maybe not. Maybe I should have taken the linebacker. The linebacker looked a lot better. I think I kind of got excited. Maybe there's a chance the linebacker will still be here for us. He's not, but this corner is still here. I don't know if we actually looked at this guy. Rashad Mason. He's even faster than the guy we took. His A to C awareness, B man, B zone, B press. This guy's better than the guy we took. If I would have just looked a little harder, would have taken this guy to begin with. He is 23, but this guy's probably going to be hidden dev. He is. So we did take 2 back-to-back corners, which is a little weird. I want to make sure I get a tackle in this next pick because we really, really need another tackle. Doesn't look like there's any like up here high on the board. All the left tackles are UDFAs, and the rest of these tackles are also pretty much just all UDFAs. I'm sure we could draft a guard that could play tackle for us, but it'd have to be like a really good guard. Paul Wilder doesn't look good enough to play tackle. Yeah, we probably should have taken a tackle earlier in the draft because a lot of these O-linemen that are left just don't look too good. Yeah, we're probably going to have to trade for a tackle or something. I mean, actually, A awareness, A pass block, power, A to C pass block, A to C pass block, finesse. This guy actually could be good. He had 31 bench reps. This guy will probably be hidden dev. We're going to try to play him at tackle if possible. He's not hidden dev. He's normal. Definitely drafted him earlier than I should have too. I just drafted a day 3 guy in the second round. Not my smartest play. We're going to take a look at the D tackles with this pick because I could really use another D tackle. Hopefully there's better than the offensive tackles that were left. Like, Deshaun Nixon looks pretty good. Another day 3 guy's 22. We had 46 bench reps at the combine. B awareness, A play rec, A to C power moves, B block shedding. This guy looks good. I think he'll be hidden dev. Wow, I just keep being wrong. He had 97 strength though, so he's gonna start because our D tackle 2 is not very good. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make a couple more picks, but I'm gonna see you guys at the draft recap. Here's a look at the draft recap. We actually did a lot better than I thought because we had 3 normal dev players, but they're all at least a 74 overall. So I'm pretty happy with this. I also took Oscar McGriff myself, and he ended up not being very good. I did not take Baker. We'll go ahead and take a look at the whole draft class, see if there's anybody we missed out on. It looks like there was a 78 overall left tackle, but he went number 1 overall. A 79 overall cornerback, a 79 overall corner. I think I just said corner twice, but I meant to say quarterback. We definitely missed out on a little bit, like the 78 overall corner, but we'd had to trade up for him. This receiver went in the second round and is a 77 overall, and this linebacker went in the third and is also a 77 overall. Let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup with all of our rookies in. I wonder, I may still be able to start that guard I drafted at tackle, even though he was normal dev. He's still going to be a higher overall than Morris is. Here he is. Let's see what overall he is at tackle. He was a 73 overall at tackle. We're going to start him there. He's probably going to allow like 10, 15 sacks, some crazy shit, but it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. We could probably pick up a backup running back in, just a free agent. We do have a good corner as our third corner now. Looks like McGriff is actually going to start, which is weird, and he might have been a rusher. I also think I'm going to look into changing our scheme this year defensively, but I don't need to show you guys any of that. We're going to get into the season, and I'll see you guys at the mid-season. Here we are at the mid-season, sitting at 4-2. Forgot to change our defensive playbook again, but I mean, it looks like we're doing all right, so maybe I'll just leave it. Maybe next year we'll change it. I mean, I'm probably going to regret that, but let's go ahead and take a look at the stats. Doesn't look like Mahomes, or he's 4th in the NFL in passing yards, 19-9 touchdown interception ratio. Definitely not the performance he had last season. Pacheco averaging 4.2 on the ground, 429 yards, 5 touchdowns. Travis Kelce is leading the team in receiving, 460 yards, 7 touchdowns. Tyreek with 420 yards and 5 touchdowns. The O-line is actually holding up all right. Our rookie left tackle's only allowed 2 sacks. We've only allowed 4 sacks so far throughout the season. Nick Bolton's leading the team in tackles, and we have 3 sacks from Chris Jones, 3 from Charles Omenihu, I think that's how you say that, something like that. We have 3 interceptions from Trent McDuffie, 1 from Connor, 1 from Cook, 1 from Gilmore. It doesn't look like our rookie has any interceptions yet. TFLs, we have 5 out of Chris Jones, 5 out of Karlaftis, and 3 out of McDuffie. We have some negotiations to look at. It didn't look like we had many, so maybe we don't have anybody big we need to bring back yet, hopefully. We do need to bring back Trey Smith, 25, and Hitsu, and we have to bring back Creed Humphrey. I don't think we can afford to sign either of these guys right now, so that's going to be something we're going to have to do at the end of the season when we can we have to bring back Nick Bolton too. We actually have way more contracts to sign than I thought we did, and we do have 2 fifth-year options coming up, which these don't look too expensive. They're going to get more expensive at the end of the year, though, like they normally do. I don't think I'm going to change any playbooks or anything. We're not going to be able to re-sign anybody, so I'll see you guys at the end of this. Here we are at the end of year 2. We went 11-6. Looks like the defense did end up being the problem again, so definitely answers my question about a playbook change. I might even do that before we get into the playoffs, but Mahomes led the league in passing yards, 40 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. I think he only threw 2 picks in the last 10 games or so that's pretty sick. Pacheco with 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns. He'll be up there for Offensive Player of the Year. Tyreek Hill, 1,300 yards, 12 touchdowns. Travis Kelce, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. The O-line hopefully held up as good as they did. Juwan Taylor allows 8 sacks, getting paid millions of dollars. Our rookie actually played really good, only allowed 4 sacks, 3 out of Humphrey, 1 out of Thuney, 1 out of Smith. Defensively, Nick Bolton led the team in tackles. We got 8 sacks out of Chris Jones, 6 from Karlaftis, 6 from Omenihu, 17 TFLs out of Chris Jones, 13 out of Karlaftis, and 10 out of our rookie D-tackle. Interceptions, we had 5 from McDuffie, 3 from Cook, and we had 2 out of Mason, our rookie. Don't think he's going to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and 1 out of Connor and Gilmore. We'll take a look at the yearly awards. I don't think we won MVP again. No, but we did come in 2nd place behind Dak Prescott. In the AFC, Offensive Player of the Year goes to Joe Mixon. Pacheco came in 2nd. Mahomes came in 4th. And Travis Kelce came in 9th. Defensive Player of the Year, we had nobody in the running. It goes to Max Crosby. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to George Ellis. We have nobody in the running for that. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Sammy Spears. And we came in 5th with Mason. And we came in 9th with Nixon. Oh, I got confused because I said their names just sounded similar. Thought I said the same one twice. I'm tweaking. Yeah, I think I may change our defensive playbook, and then we'll sim this wild card game. Well, here we go. Change our defensive playbook. We actually had a weekly award from week 18. I will look at that. Mahomes throws 4 passing touchdowns, 324 yards. Insane, but I mean, we're used to it. We're going to go ahead and sim. Oh, I just realized we're playing the Dolphins. That's kind of cool. Well, let's see what happens. We have Tyreek Hill now. Maybe he'll be able to get us the win, and he does. We're playing the Bills again. We have a weekly award from our playoff game. We won 31-28. Goes to Mahomes, who had 374 yards and 3 passing touchdowns. Going against the Bills again, who beat us last year, so hopefully we can get our redemption. Looks like we have a breakout linebacker. Let's see who this is. Oscar McGriff. Is that the rookie we drafted? I think it is. So if that's... if we're able to hit that, that's huge. But I care more about getting this win. Let's go ahead and sim to the AFC Championship. Hopefully we can get a win over the Bills. Holy shit, we lost to the Bills again. 45-10. I mean, I guess we could take a look at the breakout. They had the ball that much. Nope. I was thinking maybe he could have gotten those stats since they had the ball so much. Don't know how we lost that bad, but we're going to have to get into the offseason and get on re-signing these players. Looks like the Jags beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 23-17. We're going to go ahead and get into the next week of the offseason. We're going to have to reconstruct our deals again. That's pretty much like 90% of what this game is, because I think it said we had, like $7 million to spend. I still want to see if we're able to release that tackle anytime soon, because we're paying him way too much money. But first, let me go ahead and try to reconstruct our deals. So we were able to free up a little bit of money. Do I think it's going to be enough to bring back all of these guys? No, because Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey are going to be insanely expensive. I mean, dude, I think it just boils down to which one do we think is more important. Trey Smith has superstar and is a year younger. In real life, I think Creed Humphrey is better, but as of right now, I think Trey Smith's going to be the one we have to bring back because I want to bring back. Oh, I just realized McDuffie is a 5th-year option. Okay, well, that changes a lot, but we also need to bring back Nick Bolton and George Karlaftis. Would we be able to bring both of them back? Well, first, let's go ahead and try to sign Trey Smith, see if he'll accept this. I'll even give him a 4-year deal, and that's exactly what he wanted. Now let's see if we can also manage to bring back Creed Humphrey. Maybe if we just make this a little bit less money, give him like pretty much all we can. He's not interested in signing. Then I guess we'll try to give the money to Nick Bolton. We're going to have to give him a little bit less money too. He's also not interested in signing. Jeez. Eating that Tyreek Hill contract definitely is fucking with us right now. I guess we're just going to go ahead and tag Creed Humphrey because I'd like him to stick around. We can move on from Nick Bolton, I guess. Not going to have any money to spend in free agency, so we're going to go ahead and get into the draft. So I'm looking at the lineup before we get into the draft. It actually looks like we had 2 dev-ups this year from Trey Smith and Isaiah Pacheco. Defensively, did we have any? We did not. We also, weren't able to re-sign Gilmore, but I'm glad we drafted Mason. Maybe need to draft another corner this upcoming year. We definitely need to draft a linebacker. We may have to hold off on drafting tackle again. I don't think the O-line was the problem anyway, but losing Nick Bolton is definitely going to change how we have to address this draft a little bit. We're drafting at number 25. Hopefully there's a good either corner or linebacker we can take. There actually is a pretty good tackle, which I did say we're going to hold off on drafting. He wasn't that strong anyway, and he has D run block power, but the rest of his ratings are pretty insane. So if we can't find anybody better, we'll definitely consider taking him. But Jason Butler kind of looks like a stud, 22 years old out of Alabama. He was the fastest corner in the combine. A-man, B-zone, B-press, A to C block shed. I kind of want to take Jason Butler, and I am. He was the fastest corner in the combine, and it's only 95 speed, and he's normal dev. All right, whatever. Let's get into the next pick. Definitely need to be looking to draft a linebacker here. That corner looked so good. I cannot believe he was normal dev. Take a look at the linebackers. Is there anybody we can draft to replace Nick Bolton? I mean, Carl Mathis looks a lot better than Clyde Smith. I'm scared if I wait till my next pick, we'll miss out on this guy. He had a really good 40 time. He has A-man, A to C awareness. What's his zone coverage? He has B zone coverage. This guy's a really good coverage linebacker. I would wait till our 3rd round pick, but it's so late in the 3rd round that I'm scared we're going to miss out on him. So we're going to go with Carl Mathis, and he's hidden dev. That's our new starting middle linebacker there. With this next pick might be where we go ahead and draft a new tackle because we're actually, able to now. We got a couple positions we needed. This receiver actually doesn't look bad though. Maybe we'll look into drafting him. Silas Westerman, 22 years old. He ran a 4.41 at the combine, but he has low awareness. His only good kick returns his only good ratings are like kick return, injury, and catching. So definitely don't think I'm that interested in taking that guy. Let's take a look at these tackles that are available. Ooh, Scott Barnett has he's a UDFA too. I mean, these line classes haven't been that good. Maybe it's just because I'm not using my 1st round pick on any of these guys. I don't know what position I should go for here. Maybe we take a safety or just, one of the best players on the board, I guess. Because, this class just doesn't look that good. I would hate taking a tight end because we are going to lose Travis Kelce at some point. This guy was the 4th fastest and the 4th strongest tight end in the class. He only has C awareness, but he has A to C break tackle. He has pretty decent blocking stats, B deep route. I didn't really see anybody that looked that good anyway, so we're going to go ahead and take Rashad Yankee, and he is hidden dev, which is sick. I may make another pick or two, but I'm going to see you guys at the draft recap. Here's a look at the draft recap. The corner we drafted in the 1st round is a 79 overall and is somehow normal dev. Considering giving this guy a star dev just because of how dumb that is. The middle linebacker we drafted is only a 71. He's going to start anyway. Yankee's only a 66, but hopefully if we win, he'll get some morale by the time his dev traits unlock. I took this corner in the 4th round. He's only a 70 overall normal dev. We'll go ahead and take a look at the whole draft. And we had the highest overall player that came out normal dev. I'm giving him star dev. That may be cheating, but he's 22. He's not even... there's older possible players to draft. and he's a rookie, so I don't think there's any reason he doesn't deserve star dev. So we're gonna give it to him. Don't care if it's cheating like at all. But I mean, the lineup's looking good. Our backup tight end's now hidden dev. The rookie we drafted last year played fine at tackle, so maybe he'll do good again. The offense looks super good. The defense definitely looking not as good as when we started, but hopefully Mathis can become a stud. Didn't really realize how badly we needed a safety, but I'll probably just move Connor over to strong safety. But first, let me give Butler star dev. Here's a better look at the defense. We went ahead and moved Connor over to strong safety. Definitely a better position to play over there. And then now we got Butler sitting at star dev at our third corner. He might be playing the slot corner. Yeah, he is. It keeps like not putting Karlaftis in like our better rushers in these positions, so I'm gonna have to change that in the depth chart. But other than that, I'm gonna see you guys at the mid-season. Yikes, here we are at the mid-season, 3-4. Looks like the playbook change I made to our defense was not it. We're gonna have to maybe change that again because we have the 27th defense in points per game. But Mahomes is leading the league in passing yards again. 2,100 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 2 picks, 77% completion percentage. Isaiah Pacheco still playing good, 4.7 yards per carry, 6 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill with 730 yards and 10 touchdowns, like 7 games into the year. Travis Kelce, 460 yards and 6 touchdowns. The O-line is holding up actually not bad at all. We have 3 sacks out of Taylor, Thuney, and Stallworth, and then 2 from Humphrey. And then Trey Smith hasn't allowed a single sack. Defensively, Rashad Mason is leading the team in tackles. We have 5 sacks out of Chris Jones, 2 out of Karlaftis, 5 TFLs out of Eneduki Uzama. I'm not good with that name. 4 out of Chris Jones. We actually have 4 out of a decent amount of guys. Interceptions, we have 1 from Trent McDuffie and 1 from Stapleton. Who knows, maybe he's going for off or defensive rookie of the year. I want to see how is our rookie middle linebacker doing. Dude, I wonder if he's not in at the slot or at the sub linebacker. We'll take a look at that in a second. First, let's get into the re-signings. We have hopefully some money has freed up because it's been pretty tight every year. We have 24 players ready to re-sign. We only have 53 mil. We have to bring back Pacheco, McDuffie, Creed Humphrey, Chris Jones, Karlaftis, Brian Cook, Travis Kelce, Joe Thuney. Yeah, we're not going to be able to bring all these players back, like at all. Maybe we trade a couple of them. Because, I mean, dude, Chris Jones is getting old, and so is Travis Kelce. Maybe we could package both of them up, get something good. So let's take a look. Well, we traded them both. I would have asked for more if I would have known I could have gotten more. But, hey, we got Christian Watson, a first, second, and third. And Christian Watson is superstar at this point. So it should be a little easier to re-sign all the guys we want. Pacheco isn't too expensive. I'd even be willing to, like, give him a 5-year deal. Maybe that'll make it where we can lower this money a little bit. So we're going to give him 5-year, $49.5 million. He thinks that offer's perfect. I probably should have re-signed these more important guys first because they're going to be more expensive. Ooh, actually, this isn't bad at all. 5 years, $66 million. He likes that offer. Now we just really need to bring back Creed Humphrey. What am I saying? Joe Thuney. Those are definitely the 2 most important right now. The thing is, I don't think we're going to be able to bring back both of them just because of how the money works out. So we might have to let Thuney go because I want to bring back Creed Humphrey. We're going to give him 4 years, $58 million. He thinks that's a good offer. We still have $13 million. So we're not going to be able to bring back Thuney. Maybe we can at the end of the year after like reconstructions. I'd like to bring back Karlaftis though. He hasn't like been getting too many sacks for us, but that's an expensive deal for right now. Maybe we just bring back Brian Cook for now, and then we worry about the other deals at the end. I think that's what we're going to do. We'll look into these deals at the end of the season, and let's go ahead and get there and see if we can get into the playoffs. The end of year 3, I believe it was. I'm recording this the next day. We went 9-8, and we snuck into the playoffs. We didn't win the division, but hey, we got a playoff spot. And we're playing the Bills, who I'm pretty sure wiped us out of the playoffs the first 2 years. Defense looks bad, dude, but we still have the number 1 passing offense in the league. Mahomes led the league in passing yards, 4,800 yards, 42 touchdowns, 4 picks, 77% completion percentage. Maybe an MVP year, maybe a offensive player of the year out of Pacheco, 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns. Receiving, Tyreek Hill got 1,600 yards and 21 touchdowns. Maybe he'll win offensive player of the year. I want to see our rookie tight end did. 500 yards, 2 touchdowns, not too bad. The O-line held up not terrible. I mean, 7 sacks out of Stallworth, only 5 out of Thuney, 5 out of Taylor, 5 out of Humphrey. Humphrey, and 1 out of Trey Smith. Our rookie middle linebacker, Carl Mathis, led the team in tackles. We had 5.5 sacks out of Nixon, 3 out of Nduke Uzama. We need a better pass rush on this team, so I think that's what I'm going to look for in the draft. And Nixon with 12 TFLs. We had 1 pick from Duffy, 1 from Mason, 1 from Butler, 1 from Cam Jones, and 1 from Stapleton. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. I think we could have potentially won MVP. Ooh, and Lamar takes it from us this year. We come in second place. The AFC awards, we don't win Offensive Player of the Year. Tyreek will get second. Mahomes gets fourth. Pacheco gets 6th place. Defensive Player of the Year, we definitely didn't have anybody in the running there. We came in 2nd place for Offensive Rookie of the Year with Rashad Yankee. Defensive Rookie of the Year, we came in 4th with Jason Butler. We also came in 9th with Dwayne Stapleton. We just got to send past this playoff game. Hopefully we can finally beat the Bills because they've been fucking our shit up. So let's go ahead and get to the divisional. And we finally take down the Buffalo Bills 31-24. No weekly award or anything. We're playing against the Raiders, who won our division, went 13-4. It looks like, holy shit, Josh Jacobs rushed for 2,221 yards and 25 touchdowns. Starting to see why he won Offensive Player of the Year. He honestly, I want to check, was he in the running for MVP? Because that's fucking, I don't know if I've ever seen a season that good in simulation. He actually, oh yeah, he came in 10th place. You never really see running backs in the voting for that, so that's fucking crazy. 2,200 yards on the year. Let's go ahead and get past the divisional, see if we can make it to the AFC Championship. And we lose by a field goal to the Raiders, 41-38. Isaiah Pacheco rushed for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 55 through the air. Well, we're going to get into year 4, potentially the last year, just depending on how it goes. Top into year 4, get some re-signings done. Hopefully draft a pass rusher, because our defense has been pitiful, but let's get into it. Looks like the Cowboys win the Super Bowl over the Jaguars. Let's take a look at the lineup. Take a look at the lineup before we get into this, see if we had any more dev trait upgrades, which we didn't. Defensively, Mathis is, he was hidden dev, or no, he was also star, and then led the team in tackles, and then went down in dev trait. Don't really know how that works. Guess we're not going to question it. We definitely need to look into getting a pass rusher in this upcoming draft. We're also going to have to reconstruct our deals because I'm sure you guys saw we have negative $700,000 to spend. So I'm probably going to have to free up some money, but we should be able to do so. We really only have like 1 or 2 players that we need to bring back. I know we still need to bring back Joe Thuney, so let me see if I can free up some money. I'm actually going to go ahead and cut Jawan Taylor. We saved 20 mil. We do have a penalty of 11, but we gained like 8 mil in this release. And he hasn't been playing like insanely good anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and release him so we can get out of this contract. And we were actually able to free up a ton of money. We have $71 million to spend, so we should be able to bring back everybody. Joe Thuney down to an 87, but he wants 1 year, 16 mil. We're going to offer it to him. He's excited to stay with the team. I want to bring back Karlaftis. He hasn't even been playing that good, but we're not going to get much better than him instantly. We'll also this is just a 5th-year option. We'll wait till it's time to re-sign him. The rest of these players, I'm willing to let go, and we're actually going to have some money to spend in free agency here, so hopefully there's a good class. Here's a look at the free agent class. Travarius Ward's in free agency, but we don't need him. George Pickens in free agency, we don't really need him. Hopefully, I was hoping there would be a good tackle we could take since we released Taylor, but it's not looking like there is. Well, let me take a look at these free agents, and I'll show you guys anybody we shoot a deal to. And here's who we're going to be going for in free agency. We're going to be going for Jake Elliott, Matt Milano, and Lyle Collins. Hopefully, he can be our new starting tackle and do good for us. We're able to get the first 2 players. Looks like Jake Elliott's holding out. Don't know why, and oh shit. And he still hasn't signed. I'm sure he's going to end up signing. Nobody's going to give him a better deal than what we offered him, so it's not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and get into the draft. So I accidentally clicked out of it, but we traded up with the Giants to get the 15th pick, I believe, because there was a prospect I saw that I liked. We were able to keep, I think we still have 2 first-rounders, but we had to give up one of our second-rounders. So let's go ahead and get into the 14th pick. Hopefully the guy I wanted is still available. And I believe this is him, Delonte Jackson. It says he's a round 1 or 2 talent, but this guy's A awareness, A block shedding, A power moves, A pursuit, B tackle, B finesse moves. This guy's a stud. We may have to move him down to end or just change our scheme, but I think this guy's going to be hidden dev, and I think he's going to be a good player. let's not talk about it. Let's get into our next pick, I guess. Not much else to say there. That was awkward. Really thought that guy was going to be good. I guess I'm just a fucking moron. Do we still need a tackle? I know one of our tackles isn't that good of an overall. This guy's so weak that I'm not even going to think about taking him. But we'll take a look at this other tackle, John Matthews. And he is actually pretty strong. But I want to look at the other people. Brooks McBride looks really good. We don't even need a receiver. But holy fuck. This guy had an insane combine. A to C awareness. A catch in traffic. A spec catch. Good route running. I don't think this is the position we necessarily need, but I think this guy's too good not to take here. Holy shit. So whenever I try to draft the positions I need, I always end up reaching and getting a normal dev player. I see a player that looks good that we don't need, so I take him, and he's also normal dev. I guess I'm just the problem. Definitely want to go for another pass rusher, because I know that's what we need right now. I know we could also technically use a linebacker. Jeremiah Lane, 22 years old. He had a pretty decent combine. B awareness, B man, A to C zone, B to D finesse moves, A hit power. He has good awareness. He has good injury. And he's 22. Maybe this will be our hidden dev player we finally get this draft. And it is. That guy's going to have a good spot on the team. We actually need him. I'm going to do one more pick that I'm going to show you guys. Still would like to take another edge rusher, but I'm not going to force myself to take one if they don't look good. Let's take a look at him, though. Billy McPherson doesn't look too good. Maybe there's a good right end. Ooh, Keenan Jenkins, I can't read. Doesn't look terrible. 22 years old, is out of Texas Tech. Didn't have, the craziest combine, but he, just looks like kind of mid all around. B awareness, B play rec, B finesse moves, B pursuit, B to D block, shedding. That guy looks all right. First, we're going to look at the D tackles to make sure there's not somebody better. Trevin Baskerville doesn't look insane. He actually had a really good combine, but he has low awareness, low play rec. His only good rating is impact blocking, and he's a defensive player, so we're going to be taking Keenan Jenkins out of Texas Tech. Normal dev, whatever. I might make another pick, but I'm going to see you guys at the draft recap. Here's a look at the draft recap. Didn't do too good. I drafted these two guys, Carter and Sheldon. Neither of them were hidden dev. They're both above 70 overall. We drafted one hidden dev player, and it's the lowest overall out of our first 3 picks, and he's the oldest. This dev trait system doesn't make much sense to me, ever. Maybe I'm the problem. That's probably what it is. This quarterback that went first overall is an 82 overall, so that's pretty crazy. There's a 79 corner, 79 guard, 77 tackle. Let's take a look at the lineup after the draft, see what it's looking like now. I think it's going to be looking all right. We replaced our tackle. We replaced our linebackers. Let's go ahead and generate the best lineup, see how it's looking. We have a good receiving core. We have a good O-line. Our tight end isn't very good, so that's maybe a problem. I definitely want to start Lane because he's not going to be normal dev like this guy. I believe we also drafted Jackson, did we? Yeah, we drafted him, and he's also a pass coverage linebacker, so he works out in the scheme. Our safeties look decent. We have good corners, but not great corners, And I didn't draft this guy, Lennon. CPU took him. He's a hidden dev. Don't even need to worry about replacing the DT2, even though he's a low overall. I'm fine with that because he's hidden dev. So we're going to go ahead and get to the mid-season. I just realized I'm an idiot and that Delonte Jackson is the rusher that I drafted. So we're going to be moving him down to right end, see what overall he becomes. Maybe he can start. If he's a decent overall at all, I'll probably start him because who knows, maybe there's a chance he can get Defensive Rookie of the Year, and our pass rushers have not been playing good. Is this him? I believe this is him. He's a 75 overall. If Nduke Uzama isn't playing good at the midseason, we'll sub him in. But now he's going to be at least rushing, so that's good to see. But now we're going to get to the midseason. Here we are at the midseason, sitting at 4-3. Changed our defensive playbook again. It's not fixing anything. I think it's just the overall. I think that's just the problem. Let's take a look at the stats. Mahomes is first in passing yards again, 1,700, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. Isaiah Pacheco with 587 yards and 7 touchdowns, averaging 5.2 on the ground, which is good to see. Tyreek Hill with 460 yards, 3 touchdowns. Christian Watson, 450 yards and a touchdown. And Rashad Yankee, 300 yards and a touchdown. The O-line is holding up decent other than Stallworth. He's allowed 9 sacks, but Other than him, we've only allowed 3 on the season. Defensively, Milano's leading the team in tackles. We have 1 sack out of Milano, 1 out of Johnson, 1 out of Karlaftis. Definitely going to be putting in our rookie because this is not going to cut it. TFLs, we got 7 out of Nixon, 5 out of Johnson, 5 out of Jackson. And we got 2 picks out of Milano and 1 out of McDuffie. I'm going to go ahead and put in that rookie we drafted at our starting DN because we're just not getting to the quarterback. I think it may also be our specialists because it keeps not putting our good rushers at our rushing right end, rushing left end. So let me take a look at that. I mean, no, Jackson was already in at the... I guess Karlaftis should be in at the rushing right end. So we'll change that. We need to make sure these rookies are getting playing time. But I'm going to, set our scouts and everything. But we're going to get to the end of this season. And at the end of year 4, we go 14-3 and get the 1 seed. Our defense picked up the slack. Let's take a look at the stats here. Mahomes led the league in passing yards again. 4,600. Only 32 touchdowns this year, but only 5 picks. Rushing, Pacheco had 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns. Guess that's where all the touchdowns went. Tyreek led the team in receiving yards again, 1,300 yards and 9 touchdowns. Rashad Yankee, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. From the O-line, Stallworth allowed 17 sacks. We could probably use another tackle if we do another year. Lyle Collins did all right. The rest of the O-line actually held up great on the interior. Defensively, Milano led the team in tackles. We had 8 sacks out of Delonte Jackson, so he should have been starting to begin with. Hopefully this is enough for Defensive Rookie of the Year. We had 6.5 out of Karlaftis, 3 out of Milano. TFLs, we had 15 out of Deshaun Nixon, 10 out of Dennard Lennon. That was our rookie that was hit in depth, so we actually played pretty good. And we had 3 picks out of Milano, 3 out of McDuffie, and 1 from Butler. Take a look at the yearly awards. Looks like MVP goes to Lamar again. Mahomes comes in 4th place. We didn't win Coach of the Year. The AFC awards, Offensive Player of the Year goes to Lamar, but we came in 2nd with Isaiah Pacheco, and we came in 7th with Patrick Mahomes. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Max Crosby. We had nobody in the running. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Cade Turner, and Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Delonte Jackson. That's sick. Should have had him in there to begin with, I guess. And then it looks like Lennon actually came in 10th place. I mean, that's pretty good to see. Our rookies played good. I want to look at the lineup, see if maybe anybody we drafted had like a dev trait, because we also had that rookie linebacker too. So who knows, maybe one of these guys had a dev trait, or maybe we just had an upgrade throughout the season. Doesn't look like anything on offense. And yeah, Lennon's only star, but oh yeah, Lane is superstar, so that's fucking awesome. That's sick. I'm actually really happy about that. Maybe that's why our defense played better. Who knows? Let's get into the divisional. Hopefully we're not playing the Bills or some shit. Or I guess it was the Raiders that beat us last year, but we're playing the Bengals. But actually, I'm going to stick with what I said. We're beating the Bengals. We have a 3 higher overall. We have 4 more wins than them on the season. I don't see any reason we shouldn't be able to make the conference championship this year. And we beat them by a field goal, 24-21. Playing the Steelers, who have the number 6 defense in the league, but their offense was pitiful. I feel like we have a pretty good matchup against them. I feel like our offense was 10 times better and our defense was just like slightly worse. So no reason we shouldn't win this game either. We're going to get to the Super Bowl and hopefully take down the 11-6 Steelers. And we do. Finally make it to a Super Bowl in year 4, playing against the Niners, who had the number 4 defense and the number 3 offense. This is where we take a look at the lineup, because getting to the Super Bowl normally brings some dev traits along with it. And Isaiah Pacheco's up to superstar. Creed Humphrey's up to superstar. Yankees up to superstar. Holy shit. Defensively, Jackson's up to superstar for winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. I don't know if Nixon was star already, but if he got a dev up, that's sick. The line's looking a lot better than it did going into the season, as is the linebacker core. This team got a lot better this year. So I guess let's hop into the Super Bowl and see if we could beat the 49ers. And here we are. The Niners got on the board early with a field goal, but we get a touchdown to go by 4. We're driving down the field and get another touchdown, up by 11. They score a touchdown to make it a 4-point game. We get another touchdown. We're up by 11 at this point in the second quarter. They get a field goal right before half where we get the ball, score another touchdown. We're up by 15 right now. We get another touchdown. It looks like we're going to walk away with this thing. We haven't kicked a single field goal. We're up 42-13. Finally kick a field goal. 45-20 with 4 minutes left. It's not looking good for the Niners. And there it is. I want to take a look at the stats because it looks like Mahomes had a fucking crazy game. 28 for 31, 380 yards, and 5 touchdowns, no picks. Isaiah Pacheco with 84 on the ground and a touchdown. Yankee had 112 yards, but this is exactly like the finish this video should have had. Tyreek goes for 150 yards and 4 touchdowns. in the Super Bowl on the Chiefs. Probably not going to be enough to win Super Bowl MVP because of how good Mahomes did. But, dude, that's just like the perfect ending to this video. Tyreek Hill carrying, I guess not carrying, but taking the Chiefs to a Super Bowl and going off in the game. This is going to be the last season of the rebuild. I do want to see who won Super Bowl MVP, even though I think we all have a pretty good idea who that was. But let's go ahead and send the next week so we can take a look. And yeah, the Super Bowl MVP does go to Patrick Mahomes. But, hey, Tyreek Hill played a huge part in that Super Bowl. What do you have, 4 touchdowns? I kind of already forgot. We're going to close it off by looking at this lineup we made around Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. I guess this video answers the question, what would happen if Tyreek Hill stayed with the Chiefs? They'd have a rough couple years and then find themselves in another Super Bowl where he would go crazy, get him another Lombardi trophy. I kind of like this defense we built. Okay, what the fuck? I'm glad we're not doing another season, because how did Lane hit Superstar and then just lose after winning the Super Bowl? This game makes... And Lennon went down in Dev 2 after winning the Super Bowl. Glad we're not doing another season, because this game pisses me off. But that's going to be the end of this one. If you did make it this far and you enjoyed it, please like the video. Please subscribe. I'll twerk for you. I have another couple videos like this in my head. You know, these like what if videos are pretty fun to do. This one went good. The 49ers one went good. If you have any ideas, let me know. But that's going to be the end of this one. Deuces. I'm really sorry the audio got all gay in the second half of the video. I'll try to fix that. If you're still here, leave a like, sub, comment anything you want to see. I appreciate you, and I'm going to give you a fat kiss.